Hello, thank you for joining me. This is the Political Matrix, and I'm here with one of my short videos. I'm your host, Young Morpheus Cage. In this video, I guess I just wanted to talk about a couple of things about the Political Matrix, about this show in particular. My goal is to awaken minds, not to be mistaken for woke. I know it's kind of a jab at the whole woke thing, but I think if you're saying you're woke and that's not even proper grammar, then you're already showing you're a little bit off. I prefer that we be awake so that we can actually pay attention to what's coming ahead for us. Everything I say in these videos, I say with complete and 100% sincerity. This isn't for any kind of, gag or satire. These are the things that I believe. Some of you guys might agree with me also. Some may disagree, and that's perfectly fine. But I want everyone to know that all the content that you always see coming from me and from this channel will always be with 100% sincerity. And I encourage anything that I say or information I put out, I encourage you to look it up. In fact, not only do I encourage you, take it as homework to write down certain things which I'm saying just to challenge you. Because I want all of us to be accurate and certain on our information. A little story, somebody asked me, they said, like the movie The Matrix, would you rather be like the character Cypher, who knew the truth and would prefer stay inside the fake world of the Matrix, to sell out for a little bit of power, prestige, control? Or would you prefer the bleak, miserable existence of the real? And I told him, I said, in a heartbeat, I will always take the truth. No matter how ugly it is, no matter how uncomfortable it is. Because what do we have if we don't have real reality? At that point, how do we judge anything if we have no compass to judge off of what's actually real? So, no matter how ugly the truth is, I prefer that we stay with the truth always, no matter how inconvenient. Oh yeah, I was gonna say that anything that you guys, anything that we talk about on this show, even the other co-host, please look up our information, challenge us, because that's one thing I am always going to vow to this audience, that we are always going to give you guys our 100% sincerity, and we're going to give you the facts. We're not going to try to shade them, be a little, I guess, to full disclaimer, I do see things from a leftist perspective. So those of you guys who are unfamiliar with me and new to this channel, new to meeting me, I actually consider myself actual Marxist. So that's where I lean politically. So I view things through that lens. Those who don't understand Marxism and actually have real questions, then feel free to hit me up on Twitter, and I will go through any questions that you have. If you disagree with the beliefs, that's perfectly fine also. It's your right to disagree with me, and I'm not going to hold it against you however you feel. I'm going to try to practice stoicism and control in the face of disagreement or frustration with me, if you may have it. I guess that's about it. Make sure you guys are always doing more research. Oh, sorry. I know I got rambling a little bit, and this one is not quite a solid stream of thought in the first place. But what I wanted to say is that I know some of you guys are going to want to know what the political matrix actually is, how it's controlled, what it's set up for, and we're going to get to that. But we can't just jump straight to that until we start to lay foundations and start to understand how all of these things are tied together. I know some of you out there are not religious, and I'm not asking you to be religious, but I am asking you to understand the history of religion, to understand part of what's going on with this system. Because if you don't think religion is involved, you're not paying very much attention. Another thing that we have to focus on to understand this system is we have to look back through family trees. I'm not going to go in this early and start tipping my hand, but we all know that there's handfuls of people who control mostly everything. Some people call them the Illuminati, some people call them the Cabal, some people call them all kind of other names. We'll start there with some of those loose forms of names because we don't have exactly who, whether it's the Bilderbergs or whether it's a different other secret organization, the Freemasons, whatever it may be. But what I encourage you all to do is, we always know that the 1% is in the middle of this. They're the ones who are controlling this stuff. As you start figuring out who the 1% actually is, who owns this company, who owns that company, who's this CEO, who's that CEO, who's this chairman, as you start to put faces to names and you start to understand the ideology of those people, then actions start to make sense. If you have, say, for instance, here, I'll just toss one out there, somebody like a Sheldon Adelson. If you don't know who Sheldon Adelson is a very, very wealthy man who owns some casinos out in Las Vegas. When he donates always with his casinos in mind. That's the kind of research that, as we start digging through more and more of the Fortune 500 companies, as we start digging through the royal families and the ties between this world leader and this businessman, this CEO, and this nation, and we start looking at certain things, it'll start making more sense. I guess I will leave it there. I didn't want this video to go as long as it did, but we will get more into that later on. Those of you who I see who follow along and are still with me, then I guess you guys are ready for the information. Those who don't follow along, I guess my content wasn't for you, and my apologies. With that said, hopefully you guys have a good one and enjoy the rest of your week. Please be safe out there.